Okay, it's now filming.
Okay. Okay, double click on shortcuts of view 32. On the top left hand side you have a series of tabs and one of them says Configure Logger Wizard. Click on Configure Logger Wizard and it will bring up the actual screen for the logger type. There's two ways you can look at this. You can auto detect your logger, or you can select the logger from the drop down box. As we are doing a multi-log GPRS logger, we will select multi-log GPRS. Okay, so then just press next. Direct cable means that we're communicating with a logger directly from the PC, so we can leave that as direct cable, and the baud rate is automatically selected when you select the logger type. Then click next, and then next to download the logger parameters. Then you are presented with a screen which is your logger identity. This is the identity which is recorded in your database. So you can select either from the list of your database, or you actually can fill it in the boxes with your zone and location that you want to put into the logger. Once you've selected that, click next. Now the connection type is, this is how your logger is going to communicate. So we're on a GPRS logger, so we select GPRS and then next. The telephone number, this is the telephone number of the SIM card within the logger. So if it isn't in there, you need to put the actual number in there in international format. Once you've done that, click next. Then you're presented with your channel configurations. This logger has a flow and pressure channel. The channel one is always your pressure channel, so you make sure that your channel is enabled by having the tick in the box. And as you can see, the transducer type is analog pressure. So click next. Then we go on to channel 2, which is your flow channel, which you can see there's digital flow in there. Now we can either have count or event mode. Count mode where it counts the pulses, and an event mode is the time between each pulse. Power save, certain sensors have need to supply power to, which you can have continuous power, but it's always defaulted to power save. This is where you can, in the configure, if you click on configure, you can put the actual litres per pulse of your meter in here. So we'll change that to 10 litres per pulse and then press OK. As you can see now, the units per pulse has changed to 10 litres per pulse. Click next. Our loggers are a standard 15-minute sample rate. You can change that if you wish. If you want to change your sample rate, you can change it to what you require. And click next. Recording. This process, once you've done the process of putting all the parameters in the logger, as long as the record start time is in the past, the logger will start recording straight away. If obviously the time and date is in the future, it won't start recording until the time it has reached the time and date on this screen. Enable stop, you can stop the logger at a certain time and date, but it's always defaulted with the tick out of the box. Cyclic memory where it overwrites the data, and block memory, it fills the data up then stops the logger. so it's always defaulted to cyclic memory. Once you've done that, you click next, and then it gives you the option of the GPRS address. All our loggers now are sending in the data via UDP, and also the alarms are set up as UDP as well. In the first box you should have the address of the DataGate address where the data is going to be sent to. And this is the DataGate address with the UDP port number. Just press OK. And then this box here is the SMS backup number. For any reason we don't get a GPRS connect, it will send a message via SMS once a day. So you would need to put the number in there of the DataGate SMS number. And then click next. Call frequency. Call frequency you can have anytime you would like your logger to call in. At the moment it's defaulted to 15 minutes, but you can change that to anything you require. 15 minutes, make sure it's enabled and press OK. Then this takes the cross out of the box so it shows it's active. If you're going to use at 15-minute data, you need to have a battery pack connected. If you haven't got a battery pack connected, you only can have up to 3 call-ins per day. Once you've selected that, click next, and then it just gives you a warning. This configuration will send so many messages per day and it will reduce your battery life. So press OK. And a GPRS network, this is where you select the actual SIM settings for your particular network. You can pull from the drop down box and select which network you require, or either you can fill in the boxes of your settings and add to network list. Once you have your SIM settings, just press OK, and you can see there it's filled in the boxes for you, and then click next. Power windows, this is when you'll want the logger to wake up at a certain period of time. You can have a maximum of a 2-hour power window. You don't have to have a power window in one set time, you can split it up. So you double click on the power window, select the time you're interested in, and then make sure it's enabled, and then press OK. This takes the cross out, so you make sure that that is taken out and it's active again. Okay, our standard multi-logs and LX open up at 3 o'clock as well for 15 minutes, so the modems are working 15 minutes at 3 o'clock GMT. Once you've done that, click next, and now it's asking you to upload all those settings that you've set in the logger. So click next. Now it's going to upload all the settings within the logger. Once you've done that, you just have to click finish, and then the logger will start recording.